We continue our reading of Lest We Forget, a daily devotional by author George R. Knight. Today's reading, April 21, Redefining the First Angel's Message, Part 1. And I saw another angel fly in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach unto them that dwell on the earth, and to every nation and kindred and tongue and people, saying with a loud voice, Fear God and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come, and worship him that made heaven and earth, and the sea, and the fountains of waters. Revelation 14:6 and 7. A powerful message, one that Seventh-day Adventists hear talked about all the time, but one that they probably don't sit down and analyze. So, let's do it this morning. The message has four central teachings. First, the everlasting gospel. For the Millerites, the everlasting gospel was more than merely the cross and the resurrection of Jesus. It also included the best of the good news that Jesus was returning to bring full reality, the blessings made by his crucifixion and victory over death. Thus, the everlasting gospel included the second advent, the resurrection of those who had died in Christ, the translation of those still living to meet Christ in the air, and the kingdom of heaven in its fullness. The everlasting gospel included all of that and more to Millerites and early Sabbatarians. The second part of the message stipulated that it would be preached to all the earth. As a result, J.V. Himes sent Millerite literature to every Protestant mission station in the world. The earliest Sabbatarians, by way of contrast, were quite willing to say that the Millerites had fulfilled the commission during the early 1840s. Only gradually would the Sabbatarians take hold of their missionological responsibilities. The third part, proclaiming the fact that the hour or time of God's judgment had arrived, the Millerites viewed as the second advent. For them, it was an executive judgment, one in which God passed out the rewards to those who had served him. Here is a point at which the Sabbatarians would have some fresh ideas, as we will see. The fourth part, having to do with worshiping the Creator, the Millerites did not especially emphasize. But as we saw some weeks ago, the Sabbatarians correctly viewed those words as an allusion to the Sabbath as reflected upon in Exodus 20 and Genesis 2, 1-3. They linked the Sabbath allusions to Revelation 12:17 and Revelation 14:12, verses indicating that God would have a commandment-keeping people during the last days. Thus, the worship, the Creator part of Revelation 14:7, formed a central aspect of Adventist teaching. The messages of the three angels of Revelation 14 are God's final ones to a dying world. We need to spend more time contemplating their meaning in our day. This concludes our reading today of Lest We Forget.